Hello and welcome to today's 15-minute gamer video. My name is Tony and today we're looking at Agents of Mayhem. This is an impressions, review, gameplay look at the game on the PlayStation 4. That's the copy I had. But first, before we get into it, let's have a little look at what the developer says. Agents of Mayhem is the latest open-world third-person action game from the creators of Saints Row. In this game, you run a no-holds-barred operation against a shadowy super-villain organization known as Legion. And basically, that's about it. You can play as a variety of super agents, and you can have a team of 3 at any time. It is currently $39.99 with a little bit of DLC, just some cosmetics, and it's got mixed reviews. It's about the same price on the PlayStation and the Xbox. So this is where I can lay back, relax, and talk a little bit about the game. I don't have to read words. Yeah, as I said, this is from the people who bought you Saints Row, so you kind of know what to expect. Oh, I thought I know what to expect. I knew this wasn't a Saints Row game. This wasn't the next incarnation of Saints Row. This wasn't really following on. It's in the same universe, and some of the Saints Row characters do get talked about and made an appearance in this game. However, this game is not Saints Row. Do not go into getting this game thinking it's Saints Row. It is just not. It's not even on the same page. I quite enjoy Saints Row. I know a lot of people didn't because they're like, oh, it's just a Grand Theft Auto clone. That's fine. Don't go into it thinking it's a Grand Theft Auto clone because it's not. And it is just insane. What made Saints Row great was the fact that the gunplay and the explosions and extra were just brilliant. The stupidness of all, like, you get a gun, I think it was called possibly the Wub Wub gun or the Dub gun or something, and it just made people like dance, and there was glitter bombs and stuff that just made people do crazy shit, and that's what Saints Row was good. It was a little bit mad, a little bit insane. The missions were always subpar. I mean, you're always going to compare it to Grand Theft Auto. It's no Grand Theft Auto, but it was a lot of fun. So when they announced this game, and it was based around 80s cartoons, I was like, hang on a minute. A Saints Row game based in like an 80s cartoon style era with graphics and with intros, actual cartoons. I was like, my god, this is going to be awesome. I had visions of like Mask, I loved that show, or something like Transformers with the, you know, the mad villain and the crazy good guys and amazing cars, vibrant settings, you know, amazing weapons, that sort of thing. That's what I saw. When I saw this game, I was like, that's what's going to be. And I'm going to be so excited. What could I want more than combine Saints Row, which is a really good franchise, with that? And I then picked it up, put it in the computer, or the PlayStation, after a good long while. I know what's like with PlayStations these days. You know, once you put that disc in, you've got to wait an hour or two just to even play the bloody game. I didn't buy this on release. Just to clarify, that's why this review's a little, well, not review, impressions is a little bit late. As normal lately, to hit my PS4 quarter of games, I got this from Boomerang Games, and this was the next on my list. Because even though I had read a lot of reviews, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I hadn't read a lot of reviews, because I have. So I kind of lowered my expectations, because I knew that what I wanted from this game I was going to get. I was like, right, lower your expectations, get it loaded in, give it a fair chance, you know, just kind of enjoy it. You've seen videos of it, you've seen this. When I put this video together, just to point out, I've kind of kept it pretty spoiler free. This is only from the first hour of the game. There should be nothing in here to spoil. I haven't put any of that in, so don't worry. If you're going to play this, you know, when you're watching this, it's not going to spoil anything, don't worry. So what the premise of the game is, is that for some reason you're in Seoul, the capital of Korea, because there's a villain there. I'm not entirely sure why. It's not really explained too well. I'm sure you're not even supposed to even think that far into it. And you're tasked to stop this evil supervillain from, you know, his plans of world domination, as was always these. It starts off with just an absolutely awesome cutscene. That was a little bit of what I showed you at the beginning. It's so cool. I was like, oh my god, this is an actual 80s cartoon. Me being from that sort of era, that is what got me excited, was that 80s cartoon. So yeah, I kind of watched that and was like, wow, this is starting well. And then it dropped you into the first mission with your first character. So the first mission is basically a tutorial to learn how to play the game as you'd expect. And the first character that came on, instant dislike, absolute instant dislike. And it was straight away apparent I was not going to really enjoy or bond with these characters in this game. There's quite a few characters to unlock. And you get given 3 to start with. One's a tank, the guy that's on screen now. One's kind of, the typical assault. And that's kind of your classes you run in. They do run in classes as tanks, as long range guys, short range guys, that sort of thing. And the first thing that sort of struck you was the writing in it was pretty off. They're going for this 80s TV show sort of vibe, but with an adulty theme, as in lots of swearing and stuff like that, but then mixing it with quite childish humour. And that didn't sit well for me. It's one or the other. Either make it not as 80s cartoony and make it really cool, with the bit of adult humour thrown in, or make it really adulty, or don't make it adulty at all. The place where it sits, it just didn't sit very comfortably for me, I didn't think. I kind of didn't enjoy that, but if you kind of imagine, when it plays across, it's kind of like G.I. Joe kind of thing, if it's comic book supervillains, with maybe supposedly like the characters and stuff of say Overwatch. Like, I get that feel from the characters sometimes. However, if you substitute all the humour, compassion and greatness of Overwatch, these are what the characters are. They're really bland, they're really dull, and have like really boring conversations with each other over the radios. Like, really dull. You just sit there and they talk. Like this woman that's on now, this is one of the first people you unlock. Yes, again, not too spoilery. And people in, for some reason, Mumbai are dying of a virus, and that's her reason for joining the agents. I mean, you can see by the cutscene how cool it is, by the way. You'd just probably be watching that right now. And every conversation Charge was like, I want to know why this is happening. I only joined Mayhem for this, and blah, blah. And you're just like, oh, shut up, stop whinging. Good God, it was so whingy. And there was another bit where they made jokes about Uranus, as in the planet, for about 10 minutes. And it was like, really, guys? We're sort of past this, and the joke didn't go... when you're watching Family Guy and there's a joke, and you're like, that's funny. And then it goes unfunny, because it drags on a little bit too much. But then becomes hilarious because it has dragged on too long. You're just like, this is actually getting funny again. This game drags the joke on and the conversation on, but without the end humor result. You're not sitting there going, oh wow, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, they're just really charmless, they're unfunny, the script is terrible. It doesn't get its own self, it's not self-aware in its writing, which I think is a little bit of a problem here. Saints Row never had much of a story, but this is ridiculous. So yeah, that's how the characters are. The characters just, to me, aren't very good. So apart from that, I don't always like to say bad things. One good thing is the gunplay is really good. Gunplay is fantastic. It's full of explosions. The aim's really good. Where you shoot, it's going to happen. And there's a bit of verticality as well, because you can jump 3 times and get quite high. You're getting shot from up and above. It puts a little red arrow for where you're getting shot from. I find that quite hard to follow. I am red colorblind, which is always a bit of a problem. So it puts this teeny red arrow on for you, and you're just like, I can't really see where I'm... I personally, because I've been red blind, was really struggling to find where some of the enemies were, because they kind of blend in with the scenery. So yeah, I didn't quite like that. Talking about the scenery and the world... It is dead, guys. This is terrible open world. Absolutely terrible. A lot of the cars are electric, so they don't make a noise. The radio stations are crap. When you're walking around, there is no noise. There's no beeping, there's no sirens, there's no noise, there's no ambience. It just sounds so dead. It's really, really weird. Like, I've never played an open world game where I actually checked the volume on my TV to make sure I had it on at one point, because it was just making no noise. The guns as well don't sound particularly great. The driving's not particularly great. You have this, like, you can call your car in, your car, which is, I think, supposed to be funny, just comes in and knocks everything out of its way. So if there's another car, pedestrian, it just runs through it. It doesn't care. And if you sort of stand in the spot, you kind of, each agent has its own animation to jump in the car. When I first called the car, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is obviously this agent's car. And you can buy, there's about 15 cars to unlock. They don't have anything extra on that I've noticed, like guns or bombs or EMPs or anything like that. And I was like, you know, we're agents. I was expecting to fly in via helicopters, or these cars would have miniguns on the front, or I could make them disappear or cloak, or, you know, and I was thinking every agent maybe has their own different car, so, you know, there could be loads of different cars. And also the cars have this really annoying AI voice, like it's supposed to be like Kit, and it's just not funny, it's repetitive, it's dull. And this is the biggest point of this game. It's another dull, repetitive, open world game that there's nothing new. The only redeeming feature is the gameplay, and the gunplay is a lot of fun. It's a sort of game you'll pick up, hammer for the weekend, you'll put 7 to 10 hours into it, have a little bit of fun, and you will never ever pick this game up again. You won't even think about it in the future, you'll just be so bored of it. Is just not very good. You can see there I was jumping into the car. It has like cool rocket boosters where it opens up the back of the car and lets a rocket booster come out. That is cool. I want to see more of that. I wanted to transform a little bit, and, you know, the gull doors open, the miniguns, that sort of thing. I wanted more for it. I wanted to feel like a cool 80s cartoon superhero. The GPS is also way off as well. GPS doesn't work. It's also glitchy as hell. There's glitches everywhere. Like, baddies will walk through. The physics are crap. You'll try and jump up so you can clip through it. You'll jump into your vehicle and you clip through it a little bit when you jump in. The FPS is really bad on the PlayStation. I think it must be locked to about 30, but it looks so pedestrian and slow. Oh, I mean, the graphics are alright, I guess. You know, they're not the best, but they're certainly not that bad, you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of performance issues on the PC, and that's why I didn't pick it up. And I'm glad that it was a rental. I'm so glad I didn't waste any money on this. I am going to, you know, I'm quite a few hours into it now, but I'm going to keep playing it and, you know, seeing if it gets any better. And I might do a review, probably not, because I just don't think this game is going to improve. So, would I recommend this game? If you can rent it, maybe give it a chance, you know. I've played worse. Just to tell you, there's no co-op in it either. You swap between 3 agents on the fly, so you can swap between 1, 2, and 3 just by pressing the directional buttons. And there's no co-op. I mean, what are you playing at? Surely it'll be. This game is just made for co-op. There is like online challenges, but they kind of don't work. Well, they do. You play with your friends. Your friends do challenges as well, and if you do the challenges, you get money. There's also a hub world where you can upgrade things. I haven't included any of that because it's pretty dull for a hub world. I was expecting something cool from that. It's just not. The game's full of these hacking mini games, which you can see on the screen as well. And that's it. I can't really say much more. It's 15 minutes long. I don't like putting these reviews much more. I could whinge about this game for so long, but I'm not going to. You know, I don't give scores usually. It's just not for. I just wouldn't bother. If you're on Boomerang Rentals or something, add it to your list, have a bit of fun. And oh yeah, and you have this Mayhem ability, which is on screen now, which lets you do cool different things. I did quite like them, to be fair, because they do help you with bosses. Each one has different ones, and you can set your squad up to challenge different situations. But yep, that's all I can say about it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the impressions, review, gameplay type thing. And I will catch you all later. Goodbye.